Have you ever wondered how database is created, or how shops, banks, app stores, and many other companies store all their information? Okay, so today I will show you how this is being done to using SQL Server. So we'll create a database for a simple phone shop. For a simple phone shop, first of all, before we create a database, what is a database? I want you to think of a database like a digital filing cabinet. Let me put it that way. It stores data in tables instead of papers. And the software that we're going to use, it is what we call SQL. There are different types of SQL. We have MySQL, we have SQL Server, we have Postgres. So this time around, we're going to use SQL Server to do this. However, with all this SQL that we have, MySQL is being developed by different companies, but they have almost the same syntax or the same language that they use. The difference is not really that much. So maybe if you are using another SQL in order to perform your tasks, you will see the differences are not actually that it's not a big problem. So SQL, or it is commonly called structured query language, is the language that we use to talk to the database. This is important because every app you use, from mobile money to online stores, uses a database, be it banks, companies, all those huge companies that you see. They use a database to save and find data fast. And SQL is the skill behind it. Let me put it that way. So we have three things that we'll be doing. I'll show you on how to create on how you can create your database, and how to insert how we can insert values, how to create a table, and how we can insert values into this particular database that we're going to create. So these are the three things that I'm going to show you in this video. Okay, so the first thing, we're going to create a table, which is very quite simple. We just say create. I think it looks very small. Let me zoom in, so that I think we should go with let's see, 200. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna create create database, and then we just call it phone phone shop. We call this database phone shop, and then let's say go. Let's execute. You can execute here, or you just hit the F5 button in order to run this particular this query. So I'm just gonna execute this, and then you can see our database has been the set command completed successfully. So if we go now inside our database, initially, if you see, these are the database we have. These are the databases that we initially had. And now this other one, in order for us to see this one, you need to refresh. You can go to our database, we right click, and then we refresh. We should be able to see this is our phone shop. Okay, so let us go to question 2, which is to create our table. So we'll just go, we'll say create create table. And we want to call this table phones. Let me open this. Let us go to the next, and then inside this table we want headers. Okay, we want our title headers. Our first title headers is going to be phone ID, and this is going to be a numerical value. So we're going to go with an integer, which simply means this is a data type. When we say integer, or this int, simply means that the value or the information that we're going to have inside this phone ID is going to be a number, no decimal, and we want this to be our primary. This is going to be our primary key. We give a comma. We go to the brand. That is the brand of our phone. This is going to be we call this a. This is going to be a varchar. That is variable character. It is equally another data type. So we are just telling we're telling SQL that this is a text in SQL in virtual. This is a text. It's going to be a text. It's not going to be numbers, right? So like with a brand, we're going to have something like, let's say Samsung, something like that. And the number of letters the maximum numbers of letters that we say, yeah, we want, let's just say 50. And then the next one is going to be the model, and the model equally is going to be varchar as well, and we just go with 50. And then the next thing we're going to have is going to be price. This time around, price we're going to be integer because it's going to be numbers, so with no decimal. And then we equally have our stock, the stock that we have available, which is equally going to be an integer. Then we're going to close this, and then let's just see go. Okay, if I want to see if we hit this particular query that we have just written, it is not going to work. The reason being here that if you check at what we have opened, if you come here at the top, you will see it is showing us a master. Instead, it's supposed to reference, but it's supposed to refer back to our database, to this PhoneShop. So I'm going to switch to PhoneShop, and then properly, if we hit run, as you can see, that underlying red line that was here has gone, because this particular table that we want to create, we are creating it inside this database, but we were using master initially, and that is the reason why this phone was underlined. So if I execute this now, the different database phone already exists. I have something like this one. Let us go with let us go with, let me see something. Okay, it's correct. We have to disable we have to make this one, we have to deselect this one, because we already run this database, so it was still trying to equally bring this one. That is why it's telling us that this particular database is already existing. Now let us refresh, let us expand this. Let's go to our tables. As you can see, okay, our phone, okay, has already been created. We have it here. That is the reason why we are having this variable, which implies when we hit that first execution, it created our table. Okay, if we now let us say we select this table. Let us see what we have here. As you can see, the only thing that we have here, we have the field names, or the title names. We don't have any information. So we're going to go to the text, our text step, the number 3, which is we're going now to insert values. We're going to insert values now into this table that we've created, so that at least if we come here, we should be able to see some information inside here. Like phone ID, we should see something. Brand, we should see something. Model, the price, and then the stock available. We should equally see something. We should see something there. So I'm going to go with insert into room into phones. Let me select this. I'm gonna open this, and then we're going to, first of all, what we have, we're going to see phone ID, and then the next thing we have, it is the brand, and then we have the model. These are the titles that we have, and then we have price, and the last is we have stock. So I'm gonna close this. We go to the next one. So here we're going to say values. We're going to go with values. And let's just say under this phone ID, let's just say one, the value that we want to have there, our phone ID. Let's just start with one, and then we're going to give a comma. And then what is going to be the model? Our model of the phone. Let us just say let us just say Samsung. When you are writing text, right, it has to be you have to put this quotation. We're going to go with Samsung. Go with comma, and then the next one. Let us see Galaxy. Galaxy what? Let's say A15. And what is going to be the price is in American value. Let's just say this, and then the stock. Let's just say 15. Let's see, go and see what we have. Let's just execute this first one to see what is going to give us. Oh, what phone ID, model, then stock. Let us see use. Let's see useful shop. So something is lacking here. What could be that? There is something lacking in our query. There are fewer columns. Columns. This is our columns that we have. Yeah, I think we don't have the brand. I think that is the let's grab our brand. Then let's see what we have. Okay, so if we go back here and then we run this, this is the first value that we have inserted into our table. That is phone ID is one Samsung. The brand is Samsung. The model is Galaxy A15. The price is 95K. The stock is yeah. So we're going to do the same. We're going to do the same thing for we're going to input some values, let's say like some 4, etc. At least so that we have more information uh, in our table. Okay, let me just change this to 2, right? That is to go to number 2, and this time around, let's see, this is going to be it is techno what? Let us say spark kind of a thing, spark maybe 20. What is the price? Let's just say it's 95K or 195. The stock that we have, let's say 35 stock. Okay, if we execute this, if we go to our desync, the information, I will not be executing this one after the other. So this is we go to the third one, and then let us take another brand. Let's say this. Okay, let me see. You can if I can speed it up. Let's say 20. The price. Let's see. Just change this to 10. Okay, let me just copy this down. Then to drop it here. So I'm going to change this to 4, And then the phone that we're going to have here, let's say is going to be, um, let's go with iPhone. And then this is iPhone, what is going to be the, again, let's see, 11 price. Let's see, 500 stock. Let's see, 25. So let us execute this, and then we can go back here. If we rerun this, we should be able to see all the full information that that we have that we have created. Another way to get this, another way to execute this query to bring no, let me delete this. Another way, we can go to new query, and then we say we go with a select, with the select statement. We select everything from, where do we want to select it from? From phones. That is the name of our table. If we run this, then we should be able to see the table that we have just created with our. So we've just created our table, our database with this information. And let us go back again to the step what we have done so far. So the first one with this particular command, create database PhoneShop. This command makes a new filing cabinet called PhoneShop. Remember, we describe a database as a filing cabinet. So this is actually the filing cabinet that we've created, and we name it a PhoneShop. And then to create table now. So inside it, we make inside this database, we make a table, and then we call the table phones with this particular column that we have here. We have this column, phone ID, and we know this ID is going to be a numerical value. That is why we call it is integer, and this is equally going to be a primary key. And the next one, which is going to be the next one, to the next column that we have is the brand, which is going to be a text, and we've limited the maximum letters to have inside this particular column to 50. The model is the same thing, the price, which is going to be values, the stock, and then etc. And then the next one. So what we did again in the next three, since we created our table, the only thing that we have in our table was only headers. Table headers with the titles. We said, no, we have to input some information there. So we inserted this information under our phone ID. We call it ID1, and then the brand name is Samsung, the model Galaxy A15, and then the price for this particular phone 95K, the stock 50, etc. And we input this value. They were all 5. Okay. So, and that if this was really helpful for you, you can save the video and follow for more simple tech tutorials. Thank you so much. Okay, so we're going to, let us just connect this small table. Let us just connect our small table to Power BI, and then do a small report to show to the management. So here we are in Power BI. We're going to go to get data, and then where are we going to get this data? We're going to go it with from SQL server name. So I'm going to go to SQL to get our server name. This is our server name here. Let me copy. We will copy this. I'll just Control A and then Control C to copy. I'll go back to Power BI, and then I will drop this here. We want to import direct query. Let's go with this one. We take enter, and then so these are the various the connection that the connection is already about to take place. As you can see, Power BI has already connected to SQL, and they're asking us to choose the database that we want. Is going to be is this other one. This is what we want. I'm just going to either load to you can expand to transform data. No, we don't want to transform this data. We only want to load it. Okay. Let us wait for the loading to finish. As you can see, this is our phone here. So if you go to table view, we should be able to see our table. Go to data model. We don't have any relationship. We have just a single table. And then let's just say we create a visual. And then here we want to bring let's just say brand. Let's just say the price and the stock that we have. Let me expand this. So this is how we build. This is how we build a report. Okay, so let us update our database and see what is going to happen in our Power BI, as we have already done the connection. So we go back to SQL. I'm gonna open new query, and then I'm gonna use we want to use our phone shop, and then let's write this query, and then we execute our query and see what is going to see what is going to happen. So phone ID. The next one should be brand. This one, the next one should be, after that it should be model. Then there we have price. Then we have stock. Let's close this. We need values. We value, this is going to be ID 7. We go with 7. Then this phone, how am I going to call this phone? Let's just say Vity phone. Vity, that is the brand of the phone. And this will be Vity, this should be Vity what? Vity, let's say Vity A50. That is the model of the Vity phone. The price is 350. And then the stock that we have, let's say we have 100. Then we'll close this. Then we go with our go. Okay, this looks good. Let's execute this. Okay, let me see if we go to select everything from a phone. Execute. Yeah, VT shop is already there. We go to Power Query. Let us refresh and see if we're going to get VT shop. Let us go to our table view. Okay, that we have it here. Let's go back. As you can see, we don't have any VT here, right? So we go to report view, and then under this report view, what I'm going to do, just hit this. You go to the home tab, and then you hit our refresh button. As you can see, if we come here, we should be able, this is Vity that's been added. Okay, so as you can see, this is Vity here. We add more information in our database. It is equally going to update here. You just refresh your Power BI report, and then you're good to go. That is all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.